Hi everyone! We're doing a couple of dishes today. We're doing cassoulet, and I've called the whole session Cassoulet Roulette because we're going to have some jalapeno fritters, and depending on how hot your jalapenos are, it's going to feel a bit like a roulette situation. So I hope I'm using roulette the right way, not the wrong way. Let's look for our buddies at Eat Club who are joining in. I'm here as Soapbox. As I said, we're going to be cooking two dishes. For the first one, we've got a courgette, we have an onion, we've got some sausages and some beans. What else? Oh, garlic. Pretty much always have garlic in all of my dishes. We're being joined. Hello, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm very well. This is
Good.
a very clear connection.
Good, I'm glad.
Are you guys ready to go? You look like you're prepped and on it.
Prepped and ready to go. So we got our onion.
First thing, pretty much as we always do, is to start with chopping an onion.
Yeah. So 1 second.
Hello, Kit Kat. Welcome, joining us. We're just about to start chopping our veg.
Yeah.
And like you guys, I have a red onion, so I'm chopping that up kind of roughly.
I'll do the onion first.
Are we dicing them or are we just...
We're doing a rough dice. The way that I understand cassoulet is that it's like a rustic stew of usually random cuts of meat and veggies and most crucially beans.
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't know which kind of sausages you guys are using, but I've got Quorn sausages today. You could use pork, you could use regular sausages, you could go healthy and even use turkey sausages.
It's meat free.
Oh, fantastic.
I know sausages can be a bit dicey if you're halal, so do go and look for halal sausages if you want them. It's surprising how many dishes you can find now that are kind of alternative to what traditionally you'd think of.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Chopping my onion. You guys are a little bit ahead of me, I think. Still trying to get my skin off. How's your week been?
It's been alright. It's been all good.
It's been a good week.
It's been a whole week. And you know what? Next week's our last week, I think, you guys.
We're on holiday next week.
Are we?
I believe so.
That sounds good.
That's half term. Looks like you're struggling there, Summer.
This is making me cry. I was saying you're ahead of me, but I think...
I don't cry, bro. I actually don't cry from onions. That's weird.
You're not crying?
No, it's weird.
Of course we took the skin off Kitty. What did you take it for? Animals?
My granddad used to wear goggles, swimming goggles, when he chopped onions. And I don't know if it worked, like really worked, but it probably had some kind of placebo effect.
I don't know. I don't think it's getting into your eyes. I think it's breathing in as half of it as well.
Oh, that's a good point, right? All that system is connected. Your ENT, ear, nose, and throat.
I'm tired of that. Yeah.
So this dish is quite rustic, quite a rich dish.
Yeah.
So we're going to be frying our onions in butter, which
lovely. That's a good idea.
Start off one of our Eat Club dishes. We try and go a little bit healthy, but butter in small amounts is okay. I've got my pan here. I've got a big pat of butter in the bottom.
How much butter? So you said about 50 grams.
2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons. All right, let me do the butter, Jamil. Do you want to? Are we cutting up the courgette now, Summer?
We're going to do the garlic first and then the courgette.
Okay, so grab 2 cloves of garlic.
I'm going to put my onion. Hopefully that'll stop me crying.
Right at the back there, behind the eggs.
So, you know, I don't know if this is the right time to tell you guys, but my name is Sunny, and this whole time you guys have been calling me Summer, which I quite like. It feels like an
Oh my God! Why? Why are you telling us this now?
Okay. Well, that's a bit embarrassing.
No, it's not. I like it. It makes me feel like I'm someone on a... What was that TV show, The OC, where there was a character called Summer?
No idea, but
well, I'm
we can carry on calling you Summer, or we can call you Sunny. It's completely up to you.
Let's stick with Summer. It makes me feel fancy.
All right,
Summer.
We can do that.
All right, now we're doing our garlic. For some reason, this week I've got little cloves. Normally I've got big fat ones.
Yeah, we've got
1 fat one and 1 small one.
Yeah.
So you guys, are you not doing this next week, or Am I not?
We're not.
We're not, no, because what is the week of next week? It's the. I mean, I got an email. That's all I remember. I might be completely wrong.
All right, I'll have to check. But hopefully, I'll still be cooking even if it's alone. But I will miss you too.
Yes, we have been creating fantastic meals.
I mean, it's been quite intense past couple of weeks, I'd say.
Do you know
Many
when this is all
I've done a
over,
lot.
let's meet in person and have like a potluck. Everyone can bring their favorite dish.
Ooh.
Sounds like a deal.
Right?
Sounds like a deal to me.
Because we've cooked so many things over the last like month or so.
All right, should we put the onion and the garlic in? Maybe cut the garlic
I've
a bit.
just got my garlic. Let me show you. Again, I've done it quite
how small have you made it?
rustic dish. So my garlic's going in on top of my onions now.
All right, we're just savagely chopping some garlic.
Ooh, beautiful.
And we want this on a medium heat. It doesn't need to be anything too crazy.
Yeah, nice. No rush.
You're the one rushing, not me.
Not rushing.
I'm
Literally wiping my tears away. Look at that. Oh, all right. Wash my hands.
Maybe the face masks do something. I'm not sure.
It might be.
Because none of us are crying our eyes out.
I'm sure some of it's psychological. I feel like that's probably the case. Courgette now. I'm just going to do mine kind of chunky. You can do circles if you like. But I like
All right. So
as a
I'd say,
thing.
do you want to cut the courgette and I'll stick with this? So I'd say put it into quarters.
So again, remembering the claw technique and the tunnel technique.
So cut it down the middle.
Okay. Well,
I'm just going to copy some in here.
All right, so yeah, I'm cutting mine into half, and then I'm just going to do the semicircles, moons.
That is quite the savagely chopped.
yeah, but it's not straight. It's not a straight one, bro.
Yeah, but no comment.
So if you guys are off next week, does that mean you're cooking from home? Like, will you be cooking at home?
Yeah, I would love to cook this at home.
What kind of stuff do you normally cook when you cook at home?
Simple things like scrambled eggs, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't cook scrambled eggs.
What do you cook?
I do egg fried rice, carbonara,
okay, my God.
spaghetti bolognese.
All right, sounds good.
I do a nice not Indian, nice sort of chicken Chinese dish.
Speaking of spaghetti bolognese, what did you guys think of the pear in the recipe last week?
It was quite nice. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that next time I make mine because I normally just use sugar. So.
But maybe kind of a little bit sweet, but you didn't really know it's probably a pear flavour.
No, I wouldn't have expected a pear to make that flavour.
And what were your dough balls like? Because I have to say, when I had my dough balls, I was in seventh heaven. I was so
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, amazing.
I'll be honest with you. The very next day, we made the same dough balls, but we put bits of Oreo dairy milk chocolate in the middle and cooked them.
You did it? You put chocolate in the middle?
Yeah. And then we cooked them, and they were a delicacy.
They were good.
Oh, I love that idea. So wait, how did you make the dough go all the way around?
So we made the dough balls normally, and I just shoved in the chocolate into the middle and closed up the hole, and I just let it cook.
And it didn't melt? Like it didn't escape?
No, it did. It melted a tiny bit, but it wasn't enough for it to be, bad.
That sounds fantastic. I had the idea maybe of making dough balls with like frozen butter in the middle, so that when you bite into them, the butter kind of oozes out.
Yeah, that could work as well. The chocolate was a winner. I'll be honest. That took the win.
You could do that with peanut butter. You could do it with jam.
You can do it with anything. Literally anything that melts.
Let's start a dough ball company. I feel like we're onto something here.
I mean, sounds good to me. Right, should we put these courgettes in now?
Yes, put the courgettes in. I've just done that myself. And now grab your sausages. And because we're using veggie sausages, we don't have to make sure they cook for a certain amount of time.
We have to wash our hands every 10 minutes. That's nice.
I've got like Frankfurter type Quorn here. So I'm just again going to chop these fairly roughly. I'll show you on the camera. Man, I'm still stuck on those dough balls. I'm going to do this. Maybe for Christmas. That would be such a lovely Christmassy treat.
I promise you, it was really nice.
Should we slice those sausages?
Yeah, so look how she's doing. Just little circles.
Okay, fantastic.
So just chunks again.
Bigger
Now,
than
if
that.
you had like, if you were
You
a
realise
meat
it's gonna
eater
be
and you
much
had
more.
leftover meat in the fridge, like roast chicken or bits of
You
pork
could
or
throw that in as
anything
well.
like that, this is brilliant for using up old bits of veggies, old bits of meat. As long as you cook it all enough, it will be really good.
Fair enough.
Because we're using butter as the base, it should be a really rich, kind of flavorful end product as well.
These sausages are soft.
Well, they're not.
They're really soft. Really soft.
Why don't you put them all side by side like this and cut them all?
Smart thinking, Lucas.
So get them all out.
I like it.
Don't want to shove my finger in there.
So in my description, I call this cassoulet, which is the French word, but actually you could call it sausage and bean stew. You could even call it hot pot. I'm sure like different cultures would have different names for it. I just like the idea of having a cassoulet roulette or cassoulet roulette, depending on how you say it. And the roulette part will be the jalapeno fritters because you don't know how spicy fritter you're going to get. So it's kind of like a bit of a gamble as to whether you get a hot one or a medium.
Very true.
All right, so once you've chopped your sausages, throw them in. I'm going to show you mine.
Okay.
Alright. Okay, good to
A different kind of sausage. Mine look a little bit like hot dog sausages.
Frank Turkey. Yeah.
I'm going to
I
get
think
juice
ours are more
from mine. You might get more juice from yours.
You got the next one, bro.
No, relax.
You got the- you got the-
You're doing the cutting stuff. I'm doing this.
There's nothing for me to cut anymore.
I don't know. Summer, is there anything else left to do with this?
I don't think there's any chopping left, but there's things like adding the stock cube. But we're going to let.
So what stock cube are you using? Is that vegetable? Just vegetable.
So I always have just veggie stock cubes, but you could use honestly anything you have. If you want even to use like a real stock, that would be amazing. I just never have real stock. I know some people store it in the freezer, so they've always got it for when they want it. Good idea. We're going to try and brown your sausages, so turn your heat up high if you can, and just let all that stuff cook together. Hello, we've got DJ, we've got Y, CS. Hey guys, we're just crumbling up the stock cube now. I know you prefer to make it into stock, so if you want to put it into a little bit of stock, you can. We're going to add some liquid through our passata, or tinner tomatoes, depending on what you have.
We've got passata.
You smell that flavor.
Yeah.
I like the smoothness of passata, which is why I specified it. But honestly, a tin of tomatoes is fine as well, or fresh. If you've got fresh, that's almost even better, obviously. So clean that stock cube in now. All right. What else have we got left? We've got our beans. Put those in a minute. And if you have your herbs, fresh herbs, you can chop them up.
Ooh, what do we
Now
have?
I've got some coriander here that I'm gonna chop.
Oh no, all our herbs went off.
What have you got?
All our herbs went off.
Oh no problem. It just adds
Right,
a little bit of
let's
colour,
see if
but
we've got
actually we're
some-
getting colour from our Courgette too.
We might have some not fresh herbs.
Dried herbs, yeah. If you have things like dried
Put
rosemary,
it on the foot, man. What are you doing?
dried oregano. Which way do we say it? Oregano? Not oregano.
Oregano.
Oregano. I think Americans say herbs, and they say oregano, and they say.
I think Americans are weird.
Brown powder. The brown one. Yeah, some of that as well.
I'm dashing in.
But I lived in the States for a while, so I did
Yeah.
pick up a few
Yeah,
American
UK.
products.
Yeah.
I like
What
having
was
full
that?
fresh.
That one. Yeah, that one.
Tripod is not like.
All right, throwing my herbs in.
We just season
I like
ours
the
now.
scallion sound, like a scallywag scallion. That's what they call a spring onion. All right, how are your sausages? Are they a little bit brown?
Yes, they are.
Tiny.
No, they are.
So I'm going to turn my heat down now because I think my sausages are browned.
No,
And then
no,
I'm going
no.
to add my passata. And I've got my passata in a jar here because I had some left over. So I'm going to throw that in. And now it's going to get
All right.
salt.
Should we use a whole carton then? Would you say?
Is your carton 500 mils? Can you tell?
What is it?
Give us
If
a
it's about
second.
500, that should be right.
Oh, it's exactly
You
on
have more
500.
sausages, yeah, perfect. 500 grams.
Let me just open this. 1 second.
So passata butter is basically just sieved tomatoes, so they're not lumpy. And because you're getting a lot of texture from the rest of your dish, you don't really need it to be chunky. So mine, you can see here, it's a little bit red, but not super red.
Ooh.
And now I'm going to confess, I didn't have butter beans, so I have some baked beans I'm going to throw in. But actually, baked beans are like borlotti beans. Sometimes I think they might be pinto beans or some kind of hybrid between borlotti and pinto. The tin never says, it doesn't say what kind of beans are in baked beans.
We've got butter beans in water.
So butter beans are my favorite. I think that is better. But for some reason, when I went for my shop this week, I forgot my spring onions as well. It's annoying, but it's fine. For the next recipe, we will make it work.
You've got spring onions. Should we put those in?
So spring onions are for the
other thing.
fritters. So you'll need them for the next bit, but not for this
Right,
bit.
I'm gonna drain the water in these butter beans, okay?
Yes, you don't have to drain the water, but it will be less gassy overall if you do. My mum doesn't really care about gas, so whenever she uses tins of beans, she'll leave the sauce in or the juice because it's high in protein first of all, and for example with kidney beans you get quite a lot of flavour as well from the water. But if you do drain it, you can keep it for baking. If you don't want to use eggs,
Should we put the
from a can
butter?
of beans.
Yeah. Should we put the
Bizarre,
beans
but
in
the
now?
water from a can of beans they call aquafaba, and there's so many people online who bake using aquafaba, and you can find some really interesting meringues and things that are eggless because people are using the water from beans.
Should we put the butter beans in now then?
Yep, put the butter beans in. Your stock gone in. Your stock cube.
Yeah, we got that.
Should we put a whole tin in?
No, wait.
Put at least one stock cube. You may need two, but what I'll say is check for flavouring first, because it's annoying when you've got too much salt in your dish, and you may have a stock cube that's high in salt.
Yeah. Sure.
Sounds like something that you eat in camping.
So the beauty of this dish is it's kind of like spaghetti bolognese. You can leave it kind of cooking away in the background while you do other things. Oh, that looks gorgeous. Yours looks much saucier than mine.
Saucy.
Saucy.
It reminds me of something in camping. I don't know. Maybe I had this in camping one time.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're in a camping situation and all you've got is like tins of beans and maybe a tin of tomatoes, and this is the kind of thing you can just make a big stew of. And honestly, depending on what veg you have, like you could throw in kale, you could throw in broccoli, you could throw in green beans. I like a courgette because I don't think it interferes too much with the underlying flavour, but it gives you good fibre. And also it's just really versatile, the humble courgette, I think. So this is how mine looks right now. A little bit saucy, maybe a little bit greener than yours, because I got the herbs in there.
Oh, yeah.
We got some of this.
What have you got?
Well, we put some of that in already.
Herbs de Provence. That's very culturally appropriate for this dish, because I think the region of Provence is probably where cassoulet comes from. All right, so I'm going to sample mine, you guys. Are you ready to taste yours to see if it needs anything else?
We tasted it. I'm just going to dash some pepper in. So hold that.
I was going to say, you might want a little bit of spice in there. Maybe paprika.
Yes, we do.
We put mustard seed.
We need some chili, some fresh chili.
You have
Why didn't we get
pick them in there as well. Oh, that's good. So with tomatoey, you could serve it with rice. You could serve it on jack potato. You could have it with pasta. Honestly, it's really versatile. Normally, or even like the dough balls we had last week, something like that would be a perfect match.
Lucas, you're going overboard. I'm not.
Since we already did last week, that's why I thought we'll do something a little bit more interesting. So we're doing fritters in the next session. So while I'm just here, just remind everyone what Eat Club and Soapbox do. Eat Club are a cooking organisation. They're a charity that teaches young Londoners how to cook, depending on whether you want to be a chef or a YouTuber or anyone who has their own business, basically. You can learn to cook with us, and if you're following along with our recipes, you can absolutely tag us in the pictures and you can win Amazon vouchers, £25 worth.
Wow.
So tag us in the pictures, and maybe you guys want to say a little bit about Soapbox. I can see that we've got a reaction from our audience there. is feeling that.
Cool. So what we do at Soapbox is we teach young people how to create 3D. So we do 3D printing, we do games development, we do music production, we also do some dancing as well if you guys are into that. And we do that via online. So our center is closed at the moment, but we do everything on Zoom. Do you want to add some more to it?
So yeah, we're like a 21st century youth center.
We've got some people online saying that we're animals. I'm not sure if that's because of the chocolate in the dough balls. It could have been a reference to something else, but thanks, Kit Kat. I quite like animals. So I reckon that's a compliment.
Thank
Someone
you.
else said,
Compliment, guys.
Lucas.
That's cool. I know Kitty.
Hey, Kit Kat, we appreciate that. It's lovely to have people kind of joining in, chit-chatting with us. Excellent.
Lovely.
So you've added pepper. Is there anything else that you think you want to add to that?
We added. Okay, I'll show you what we added.
Nice, man.
My guy, shush! Not everybody's about your weird spice life.
Spice makes life so much better.
No, it doesn't. It makes you do other things that come out the other end that isn't enjoyable.
No, not really.
I mean, yes.
Not for me. I'm a noob.
Right, this is.
How strong your stomach is, right? How good
This
you are.
is everything that we put in. We put in chili powder, salt,
Chili, salt.
herbs, mustard seeds, and thyme.
Ooh, it's interesting. So you've added like almost like an Indian-y flavor to your
Yes.
This is something I often do too. So no judgment here. What is that? Is that sugar?
We may have added a tiny bit of sugar.
You
Well,
probably
we were
won't need it
supposed
for
to
this dish. But
Yeah,
I
we
can
kept it
understand if
quiet.
you're used to that. But maybe practice with honey or agave or something that's maybe.
I was going to put some honey in as well.
Honey would have
actually.
been
I'm
great.
just waiting for it to reach the bottom.
Yeah.
So we're
If you
doing.
add honey, it's actually a good point. Add it at the end so that you're not killing the good enzymes in the honey. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave you guys here. Let that cassoulet still cook, and then in 5 minutes or so, I'm going to come back as I'm going to come back as a cook. I'm going to come back as a cook, and we're going to do our jalapeno fritters.
Perfect. See you later.
See you at
Yeah.
1:30. Bye.
Bye bye.